some CBD situation up in it.
CBDBD.
CBDBD. Where are thee?
Well, welcome back to the road to self-love. It's your boy Paul Fishman, self-love coach and you do you activist. Here today with Monique. Benabou?
Benabou.
I got it.
You got it.
This is like the thing. I'm a great name butcherer.
You're a name butcherer.
Yes.
Are you a vegan too?
No. I was for 4 years, but not anymore.
No.
Well, enough about me. So, Monique, self-love for me is all about honoring you, showing up as you want to be known, and getting to introduce yourself. So, how do you want the people to know you?
I want the people to know me as, oh my God, that's a really good question. How do I want y'all to know me? I want y'all to know me for being real. I want y'all to know me for being uncensored and funny, for being empowering. I want you to know me for being inspiring, to like live from your purpose and get fucking madly curious about your design and like drop fully into exploring what it means to live in your design. And I want you to know me for my voice and the music that comes through my channel.
Okay, so good. Her voice, the best ever, like brought me to tears, literally. And I say like I'm crying a lot, but I was really crying. So like, you know, it's a thing. So something that you said that I'd love to explore is, what is like your design? Like when you're saying I want you to live in your design, what does that even mean? Yeah,
there's a lot of modalities and systems out there that can support with like helping us to understand like more about how we were created and like what our purpose is and why we have the, you know, why we're attracted to what we're attracted to, and you know, it all just clarifies this kind of blueprint or design or natural, like this nature to us. And so like some people do human design, some people look into gene keys, some people do like family constellations, some people look into starseed charts, you know, like there's a plethora of different modalities out there. So for me personally, I've dipped my hand into a bunch of these things, but without them even confirming anything. Like I feel like my design, you know, really filters into like being a creator. Like that's my nature. Like I naturally have ideas all the time, and I'm naturally turning them into something. You know, and when you look into like the Jungian 12 most common archetypes, the creator and the alchemist or the magician are the two that come up for me, and that's like 100% dead on. And then you look into other charts that I have across the board and they confirm the same thing. And so when I began to live in my design, basically anything else that I was involved with that wasn't part of this design and like what I believe I chose to come here for, I just don't really make a lot of space for it, because it's quite honestly a part of being a creator. Like the shadow aspect of that is like you want to do everything, and it's like learning what to say no to, and like knowing your design and knowing like what you came here for, and like the specific message that's yours to carry and spread just really helps you get clear on what your no's are. So I think it's really powerful. It helps us to, you know, eliminate the distraction where it doesn't need to be.
Yes. I'm taking a deep breath into that. Okay, I was just like, please, I want that.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty aligned with my design of who I am. I mean, it's been a journey, let me tell you. Well, so I'd love to know about your journey to finding your true design, because unless you're like hashtag blessed the most. Like, you didn't just wake up as an infant and be like, this is my design and I'm living it.
Almost, though.
Almost? Okay, well then you've got it easy. So tell us the easy story then.
Well, it's not so easy because like even I always say, like, there are those who spend their life searching for what they're here to do, and then there are those who know what they're here to do and spend their life trying to do it.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so I was one of those that have spent a lot of my life trying to figure out how to do what I do. And like strategizing and like money moves and blah, 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 all the things, and like trying different entries into utilizing these gifts I have. So like for me, a lot of my journey was Hollywood, the Hollywood route of stardom and success and notoriety with my gifts, or a little bit more natural grassroots, maybe holistic approach to entertainment. And for me, I was in the Hollywood scene. I was on a show called The Voice, and you know, like that quickly fast-tracked my career to a different level, to a different, you know, level of playing that game. And I, after several years of in that space, just didn't feel nurtured, didn't feel like I had allies, didn't feel like myself, and my art was like so far from like who I was. It was just like another trend that I was fulfilling and never really advancing. And so I became really brokenhearted about the industry, and then took some time off, and then decided I was gonna kind of cut my own path and get back to my roots and start writing music again that like I felt really fucking proud to represent. And slowly but surely, like within that design, knowing that I'm here to like use my voice, there was so much more that came through when I began to use it in the way that felt best to me. So the message of my music really became clear, which is like encouraging people to, at like all costs, listening to their inner guidance and following it. And creating trust with yourself. That's basically my message, because then all other messages that I am about can actually be possible, right? So that has been my journey, you know, and there's so many little nuances in there around self-worth and comparison and like putting so much fucking pressure on myself, to currently what I'm actually growing through is a big identity melt of that while I am an artist, and I believe that artistry is actually a lens in which you walk through and live your life, my identity is not an artist. My identity is greater than my art. My identity is greater than being a singer. And as I'm invited into spaces that are so incredible and amazing and celebrated and whatnot, I want to be invited into those spaces at this point for more than just my voice. I want my message to lead. And you know, in this switch happening, you know, there's a lot of fear of not being accepted, and how my colleagues or how people who have vouched for me or whatever, like, and had hopes for my career or whatever, may feel like I'm abandoning my music career, and I'm very much not. I'm just expanding, and because I'm feeling like I'm growing out of the box of artistry, and I'm more than that. So it's an interesting place to be. It's super tender and vulnerable, and like it's been hard to share myself and be public with people, but like literally the last 2 days, that's been my work, is like showing up in social things as I am, tender and formless, and allowing it to be loved and accepted and like celebrated too.
Yes. I thank you so much for just being so vulnerable and authentic and just also so just profound with your messaging. I think that a lot of people go through what you are going through, regardless of whether it's in the artistry world or just in the corporate world or even just as an entrepreneur. Like this idea that we have to fit into a specific box to be successful. And it's so beautiful to hear you exclaiming the N-O to that.
Right.
Because it doesn't do anything for us as humans, as people who are living this life to do things for other people, which is essentially the undertone. I'm also a little bit embarrassed because I didn't know you were on The Voice.
Oh, that's okay.
Clearly did my research.
Clearly. It's so much better. It's so much better that you don't know, right? And that like you find out this way, because like oftentimes, and there's nothing wrong with talking about the experience, but oftentimes it's like what everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And like that's cool, I'm down, but there's so much more since then, and like that was definitely like a tipping point for me at one of the tipping points in my life. And like there's a lot of heartbreak in that experience too, and a lot of like clarity and growth and amazing opportunity, and like, and now what, right?
Yeah. Well, for me, like it was more of like oh, okay, I auditioned for American Idol 6 times. What did you do that I didn't do?
Oh, word, let's talk about it.
No, I don't actually want to talk. You know, I had another person who was on American Idol on the show, and like also something that like I didn't even know about them, and that's what's important for me about this show is like, you know, getting underneath this is why we're supposed to know this person, but really I just want to know the person.
Yeah.
You know, like the Voice didn't make you. Like you were already you before the Voice. The Voice was just a platform, and I think that's all the conversation needs to be about. Agreed. That, you know, it's like and I personally just was really drawn to you because of your messaging, and I just felt very, very aligned with the song that you sang, that I heard you sing. Is just like this idea that music is shifting and the way that we communicate with others is shifting, and it's not all about, you know, I'm better than you, I'm different. It's like you are worthy of living your dreams, and I think that's what I'm picking up from your concept of like living in your design.
Yes.
So the design of your life, the Voice was a puzzle piece of it that is now building it into something even bigger and greater. And I'm just like so applauding you for not letting that define you. And also just like elevating to a higher place and like having the courage to say no. So with that being said, I'm curious because a lot of I'm like a lot of people don't have that courage, and on a deeper level are really, really, really caught up in the people pleasing and the doing what others say. So like for someone who's listening who just like so passionately is like, oh my goodness, I want to live in my design, I know what I want to do, I'm done trying, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
Just do it. No, like I would, you know, if we're gonna go there, I would say like what's the number one thing? Like ask yourself, what's the number one thing that has you shrink, or that has you saying yes when you really mean no, or saying no when you really mean yes. It's like, what is that thing? And like creating a relationship with that thing, trying to understand it. You don't need to go so deep and just excavate the roots. You can, and over time, but like for right now, just to get started, like just to understand like where the resistance is and to work with it, and like not reject yourself for feeling nervous or feeling like guilty or feeling whatever you feel, if you're a people pleaser or if you're afraid of really stepping out and being like the unique expression that you are, like, and living in your design, whatever is there. If it's like a family, like you don't want your family to know, or you're afraid how they're gonna react, whatever that is, just becoming really aware of it. And then, you know, I have this thing where it's like, what's the worst case scenario? Try it on. Like, try on the worst case scenario. And if like you're not gonna die physically, like go for it. Like, can you put one foot in front of the other and just try? You can always choose to not do it if it's not your thing, but don't die with the medicine on your heart. You know, like there's this quote, and I can't remember it verbatim, but it's like, that which is within you, like the gifts that are within you that are meant to be shared and expressed, will either like light the way for you, or if the gifts that are within you, if they're not released and expressed, they will burn you from inside. Yes. It's like you have this fire in you, and you're either going to let it warm others and yourself, or it's going to burn you from within. And so, like, yeah, it's just do it. Look at the things that are like actually keeping you from doing it, and like find the holes in it if you can. And if that doesn't work, try on the worst case scenario, and ask yourself if you're okay with that. If you're okay with the worst case scenario happening and you still doing your thing.
Yes. I think that everything you've said, I've just like responded with a very powerful yes. Yes. The reality of what all you're saying and what I'm picking up that you're putting down is that ultimately when we try, when we step into the things that we truly want and we resonate with this worst case scenario, right? I find that the worst case scenario never happens if we're truly following our heart and doing what we truly want.
1000%.
Right? You could have been like, oh, I'm gonna end up on the street if I don't leave all of this that I got, and you could have focused on that, but staying in what you were doing prior, you probably would have ended up on the street.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
You're not serving yourself.
100%. Like, we only fail when we don't fully try, right? It's like a lot of people, one of the biggest reasons people don't make shifts or switches with their careers in their life is because of money. Because there is a significant amount of concern or self-doubt that you won't be able to produce a certain kind of living wage that you can survive on, thrive on, and do what you love to do. And I think that that's a whole bunch of bullshit. I think that anybody can do anything that they want to do and make a good living if they fully apply themselves and give themselves the permission to be everywhere with it, and to make it known that that's what you offer, and to do the work to know where those offerings are most valued and then offer them there. And it's like, my question to people actually is, when it's like a financial like scarcity conversation, is I want you to think about how much money, especially when they have like this dual experience where they're like, I'm so fucking good at what I do. I'm so fucking good at what I do. I can do this and I can do that and I can do that, but they're so afraid to make that switch. And I'm like, okay, cool. So if you're so good at what you do, but you're afraid that you're actually not going to make enough money or whatever, I want you to consider all the possible ways that you could make money with your gifts. And I want you to put it into a financial number of how much money every month that you are losing by not offering your gifts.
Ooh.
And when they see the financial number, when they see a physical number, and then we multiply that by 12 months, and they realize they're losing between $40,000 and $400,000 a year not serving their gifts, it's game over.
Whew, I just got massive goosebumps. That was a beautiful reframe of something that I've been trying to tell everyone. So thank you, Monique.
You got it.
Thank
Collab.
You. Yes,
Pick it up on your consciousness.
So beautiful. Okay, so I think it's a great time for our first road trip game. Now, I hope you're ready, because whenever I have an artist, a singer on the show, I love to play the songwriting game.
Ooh.
And this is basically, you and I are just gonna write a song together. Now, I think you know, but I don't know if you know, I got my undergrad degree from Berklee College of Music and Songwriting.
You better get it.
I got some vocal cords, but you know, you've got some too. So, what do you want to write a song about?
Ooh, damn. Being in the unknown.
Being in the unknown. Ooh.
The void.
Ooh, I love that. So basically what I love to do is like, you sing until like you're not feeling like singing anymore, and then
Right.
I'll pick it up.
All right.
Okay, but don't steal the show, please. This is
Okay.
my show.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You do you, boo.
I will be mindful. That's part of my shadow work, not hijacking shit.
I'm glad that mine too. Wow. Okay, great.
We're great mirrors. That's my first line.
Okay.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, I see nothing.
You see nothing.
Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I'm looking into you and see nothing.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, I see something deep inside of me that's trying to speak, but I won't let it out 'cause I'm scared. And I know that it's time to share with you.
Yes, I know that it's time to share what I have for the world. So I'm walking in to the great unknown. Gonna find the fruit in this void. I'm gonna find love for myself and walk in faith for what I have to say.
When I look again, I see that bud inside of me blossoming into a flower beautifully.
Woo!
When I look deeper, I know that this void is gonna help me grow.
Yes.
Oh, so I know.
I know that I'm supported in all ways I walk now. I know.
Oh, I know that I'm supported in how I get to grow.
Yes.
Grow through it, know through it, go through it again.
Ooh, yeah.
Grow through it, know through it, go through it again.
Ooh.
That void inside of me is shrinking down, and I can finally see that it is here for a reason. Reason.
That void inside of me, I know it's here for a reason, to help me see that I am already free. Ooh,
Freedom.
ooh,
Freedom.
ooh,
Freedom. Top 100 Billboard hit coming your way,
Insane.
The Void, with no known verse or chorus or refrain. It just kept on going, and it was amazing.
Full flow.
Full flow, you know. P Money and Momo.
I dig this.
That was so
I
fun.
dig this. Starting a group. Watch out.
Yes. Don't toy with my emotions like that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not. It's on the table.
It's on the table, great.
You got charisma
Oh.
and pipes. Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for, I love that. I've had like a handful of musicians on the show, and it just feels so good to just sing together I love it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Song has this beautiful way of just like unifying people and making everything okay. It's just, it emits joy. And I really believe that just, period, one of my universal laws of life is that technology, that frequency is the most ninja technology and gift and tool that we've been given. Sound, frequency, to heal, to commune, to communicate, to receive, to love, to connect and unify. And it's like, it's the answer for all for me.
Frequency.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of this show for me is about showcasing, you know, humans and their beautiful design and how they live their life, and really with the hope and the dream to empower and inspire the audience to know that, you know, you can have this too, right? You can be in frequency, you can have the design, and also that we're only human, right?
Yeah.
I'm only human. So, with that being said,
come with it.
with that being, I'm always like, with that being said, let's dive into it a little bit deeper, honey.
Let's go. I'm here to dive.
This idea of frequency, because although it's very, very like palpable in this vehicle that we are frequent and we are resonant, a lot of people aren't, you know, and like a lot of my mission is to get people in that frequency, and I truly believe that whoever's listening to this is listening to it for a reason. So just drop it, you know, what for those people who are feeling like, I am not in frequency, I do not feel resonant, I do not know what my design is, you know, I know that we've already talked about like what would you do, but like there's got to be a starting point, right? And if this conversation has been a catalyst for someone to be like, holy motherfucking bleep,
there's something else.
There's something else. Like, what's the first step?
Okay, just like, I'm just gonna get real practical here.
Let's
because
do it.
I feel like that's what's necessary in this kind of prompt, and for anyone that this is really like speaking to. Like, if you just don't identify with being a frequency or affected by frequency, I'm gonna invite you into playing a little game with your language. If you close your eyes down and you use the word right and wrong versus effective and ineffective, I want you to feel the difference in how your body actually feels receiving those different words, the contrast of those words. Because we have definition, or another word for definition is a unique frequency for everything in existence. When I say bad or good, there's a value there. When I say that's okay, you know, there's a value there, there's a tonality, there's a frequency. More is being communicated than just the English word. And so my invitation here is to like get really visceral with it, like feel it in your body, and then from there other things can become available and digestible in this conversation. And like another really quick one to just kind of play a game for about a week with is like, instead of saying I have to, I get to, and just seeing what that switch in language does for your vibe, for your state of being, or your energy, or your emotional experience. See what opportunities are created in your life from just saying get to versus have to. Because when we use that word have to, there is a connotation to it. There's a tonality that's saying that it's obligatory, and that in the system is resistance. And so if you have resistance on what it is that you actually truly are blessed to do, even if it's not what you'd prefer to be doing, you still get to do it. And when you get to do something, it feels, there's a essence of gratitude, and there's space for it to be really lovely, and for the value and the meaning of it to only increase when you get to do something versus when you have to do something. It only can be so good. So play with those language substitutions. Right, wrong. Instead of right and wrong, it's effective and ineffective. How does that work when you're talking to your spouse? Like, no, you're wrong. Or, well, I don't feel like that's the most effective thing. Are you open to trying something out? Guarantee you're not going to experience as much resistance as if, no, you're wrong, I think we should do this. And again, like, I have to do this versus I get to do this. Like, how does it feel? And when you actually experience a difference, when you experience the contrast, then it's up to you to choose, what do you do now? Now that you know this.
What do you do? And
that's where the conversation really opens up.
Oh my goodness. All about those energetics of words. That is a life. That is a vibe. If you want bonus, shift the word need to want.
Yes.
And the word should to will.
Yes.
And you will be set free by the words that come out of your beautiful, amazing mouth.
Yeah. Last thing I will say about words, like, words create worlds. Words are the first physical form we give this reality. And so we're manifesting, we're creating, you know, there's this thought that what we live in is a mental realm. There are many realms and dimensions and, you know, atmospheres that exist in the multiverse that we are part of. And when we speak something into existence, you know, like even in scripture, I'm not religious, but you take scripture, it says, and with the word there was, you know, God says, let there be light. And it's, people focus on the light portion, not the, and with the word. There, like, this was created. Like, that's the importance there. That's the emphasis, that with the word we are creating. So if you and I are actually that powerful that we are literally creating every single thing we experience, preferred or not preferred, effective or ineffective, that's a whole lot of fucking responsibility for our life. And I can only imagine, like, I'm maybe operating at a 30% awareness, and I'm always striving to get better, but imagine what we could actually create and what our day-to-day life would be like with the kind of awareness that our words create our world.
Our words create our world. Yes, so good. Well, it's time for our next road trip game. Can you even believe it? So this is a game that I play with every single human that joins me on the road.
Okay.
Have you ever played the game Fuck, Marry, Kill?
No.
Okay, great. So I'll give you a little detail. So I'm gonna give you 3 things, ideas, concepts, and you get to choose one that you would make passionate, sweet, sweet love to.
Okay.
One that you would marry, and one that you would put on the ground.
Oh! Marry,
fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yes. So, fuck, marry, kill, and I love to make it real difficult.
Oh, make it difficult, baby.
Music. Design. And tradition.
Ooh, fuck.
Marry, kill.
Damn, Zaddy, why you gotta do me like that? Okay. Okay. Music. I would fuck design. Wait, would I? I would fuck design. I would marry music. And I would kill tradition. That's very hard for me because I love tradition.
I know.
But I feel like the most important things to me are design and music. So through that, the essence of what lives through tradition will remain. Bye.
Bye. I just duped you. Work
Bye,
around,
bitch.
honey. Sorry.
Right? Loophole.
Oh man, love
Okay.
that.
So I don't know that I know, like, I don't, okay. How do I flip this back around to you?
If you want to, you can. No one's ever done it before. We always just like end it there. But if you want to fuck, marry, kill with me, let's play.
Okay, fuck, marry, play. No. Fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know your relationship to this, but I'm just gonna listen to my my guides. Yeah. Ramen. SeaWorld. And musicals.
Oh, okay. Well, this is really interesting. Okay, so I would marry musicals.
Okay.
I would kill SeaWorld, and I would fuck ramen. Okay? Because, you know, he's gluten-free, but like he can fuck around with it every once in a while. And SeaWorld is just like, let the animals go free, please. And I just love a good musical. I was that kid trying to write the pop songs with like the musical theater voice, and everyone would be like, that song sounds like it should be on Broadway, and I'd be like, no, it is a top 10 hit. NSYNC is going to pick it up. They're gonna start singing. Like, that was my life.
I love you.
Yeah. I love you too. That's why we're here together. Forever stay in my heart. So I love you. So what else? Oh, wait. Sorry, I have other questions.
Okay.
So, what does self-love mean to you?
Oof, that is good. Self-love. Oh man. You know, I think this is something that's ever expanding for me. I would say self-love is honoring your no's and yeses. And self-love is following your soul's guidance unapologetically and being okay with having someone tell you that you've disappointed them because you followed your own guidance. Like, that's like the deepest form of self-love for me. It's just like the relationship, like the depth of which and the commitment of which and the faithfulness and vow in which you show up for yourself.
Yes, I'm all about that. Like, you get me to say yes so powerfully after everything you say.
Fuck yeah.
So I have like a really special thing that I'd like to share with you. I've interviewed over 60 people on the show, and not once have I heard the same definition of self-love.
I love that.
No, I love that. So just one final question before we wrap things up. If people are like so jiving and vibing with you, like, where can they find you? What's the thing? Like, pimp yourself out. I'm
pimping it. We're waving right now.
We're waving.
This blue vibe.
I love the vibe.
You guys, if you want to connect with me, oh my gosh, I would love that so much. I'm on Instagram at Monique Benabou. I am on YouTube at Monique Benabou. Hit that subscribe button. I got some fabulous covers.
Yes.
And some good originals coming through. Spotify, you can find me there. I'm not big on Twitter right now, but Instagram's a great place to connect. And if you follow me, please message me and introduce yourself to me, because I actually have a rule that I don't follow anyone that doesn't introduce themselves to me, because I want to know who I am allowing to influence my life and my world, and I want that experience of social media to still be human. And by you messaging me and connecting with me and telling me, you know, a little bit about you, I feel more connected to the experience of social media and to you, and I'm gonna follow you back.
Yes. Follow back, young and woo.
Follow back, young and woo.
Oh my goodness, Monique. Well, I'm gonna have all that details in the link description. Can you spell your last name for the people who don't have time to go to the description?
B-E-N-A-B-O-U.
Yes. Do you, honey?
Honey. A good way to remember my name, Benabou. Like, it's like, hey, boo-boo, how long you been a boo? Like, how long you been my boo? How long you been a boo?
Yes. I received that. I received that and will never forget. Ever. Monique, thank you so much for joining us on the road.
Thank
It
you.
was so much fun, such a joy and a blessing, and that song is hitting the airwaves soon.
Yes. Single. Wait till you see the album cover, okay?
Wait, just wait. We'll see you next time on the road to self-love. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.